Hello, John Kenny. Welcome to Entrepreneurs Podcast.
Hello.
Oh, sorry, John. I just forget. Entrepreneurs Talks Podcast. That's my name, podcast name. I'm so sorry.
Do you want to start again?
But welcome.
Thank you very much, for having me. I'm glad you know where you are.
You see, sometimes happens, you see. Everything, well, I don't know how I'm going to say this, but sometimes we don't know either. We forget things. It's natural. But welcome, John. And I would like to know where you're talking from.
I am at my home office today, and I'm in Hertfordshire.
I've been there.
Ah,
Oh, that's good. I can't tell that word. Can you believe? I can't say your city word.
Hertford.
Tell again. Say again, please.
Hertford.
Hartford.
There you go. Easy.
You said the other one bigger after.
Hertfordshire, yeah.
I know I've been there. I like it, but I still don't know. It's maybe because I'm Portuguese.
Okay.
It's quite difficult to go into that word. Really difficult. So yes, I like your city. The city. Right?
It's town.
Town.
Hertfordshire, yeah.
Quite historical. A lot of historical places.
You have a castle.
I know. I've been there. I really enjoy the atmosphere in that place. I didn't spend too much time there, but I enjoyed. I went to the bus stop, the train station. I know.
Well, you saw the best bit.
And a little of the high street, a little bit, but not too much. It's raining and cold.
No.
Yeah, that's good. That's good you're from there. And I live in London.
Mm-hmm.
And in the United Kingdom as well. But right now I'm away. I'm in Portugal. I'm about to get back. I'm staying back quarantine.
Yes. Until they change it again.
Let's see these videos in a couple of years.
Yeah.
And remember these things. Quarantines and lockdowns and etc.
Yeah.
Now let's go to the purpose, like the reason you're here. I'm going to be with you today doing some questions, and I hope we get to know more about your journey and your story.
Cool.
So for beginning, you are the relationship guy. I love that name. Tell me more about this. What is John Kenny as a relationship guy?
Yeah, so I am the relationship guy, but I help people to find great relationships. I've come away a little bit from, so my background's in counselling, and changed from counselling to coaching when I trained as a coach back in 2012, and then concentrated on the relational stuff since about 2016, when I put together all my experience to form interpersonal relationship coaching, which is my coaching approach. And then I was focusing a lot on people that were struggling in toxic and unhealthy relationships, because I had a lot of those myself throughout my life. And then this year I've been focusing a little bit more on helping people to find healthy relationships, or great relationships, ones of quality. There's a study from Yale University that said the quality of your life is directly linked to the quality of your relationships.
So true.
So I help people to find quality.
That's so true. And it's so simple, but we tend to become very complicated things because we don't know that part. Like, we don't know. I talk in general. We end up not giving value to that part of ourselves, and then we will be able to get the best relationships. That must be a journey, eh? But tough stories. You might become like close to people that they're going through really tough stories, like tough situations, right? Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, definitely. Yeah,
and
that's why I help people to come through the other side.
that's really good. And how this relationship, how did you start? Why did you start this journey doing coaching and helping other people? Did it happen to you, or?
Yeah, so like I said, I originally started as a counsellor. So I discovered counselling. I went to university very late. I was 9 when I went to university and I trained to be a teacher, and I really hated teaching. But on the course, I had to do an introduction to counselling therapy. So I really enjoyed that. So I got kind of hooked into the psychology side of things. And then I left university because I didn't know what to do, and I joined the fire brigade. So I became a firefighter in London, and I didn't really want to do that either. So I thought, what do I actually really want to do with myself? And so that psychology stuff was really interesting. So I then signed on to do another counselling training and ended up doing a diploma in counselling. I'd also had my own therapy, which was really helpful. And then in 2012, I met a coach, and they said to me, you're helping all these people with your counselling, but your life still sucks. Why don't you change it? And I thought, well, how do you do that then? So I had some coaching at the time, and then I decided, well, this is really great. I can add this onto the counselling. I can help people to understand where they come from, but how I can help them to move forward. And then start to focus on the coaching from there. And then in 2016, I left my job as a therapist in the NHS and just wanted to focus entirely on the coaching. And the John Kenny coaching brand was born. And since then, I've kind of tried to refine what my approach is.
Fantastic.
And really focused on the relational stuff since sort of so 2019, sort of spring, about a year and a half ago. And I've just been trying to hone down on the relationship stuff since then.
That's amazing. Because I was about to ask you, but you already told me where you were doing your therapy based NHS, right? So,
yeah, I had a private practice as a counsellor, but I was also working for the NHS when I left the fire service. And then moved away from counselling into coaching completely about 4 years ago.
That's great. But all these things that you were saying as well about changing from the teaching and then going to firework, and then what I'm gonna do, what I want to do is so normal. I feel like for me it's so normal, and it's good because we keep doing things and we discover that something is missing, still missing. And when we find our thing, we just can't stop anymore, and we're gonna create more space to learn more and to improve and to keep going and helping other people, and that's really good. So you've been doing for the last at least therapy coaching as a relationship guy for the last 4 years then, right?
Yeah, so focusing on the relationship side of the coaching stuff for 4 years. And like you said, developing all the time. So in that time I've written a book, I made a documentary, I've been speaking on stage, some things I never ever thought I would do. Yeah.
Amazing. So, and what kind of, in terms of age and ethnicity, or I don't know if I can say that, but clients, where your clients coming from, what ages or what, if you don't?
Yes, quite a broad spectrum actually of clients. It's when people realise, I think, that they've either had a series of difficult relationships and they want to break the pattern of those. They keep attracting the wrong type of people into their lives. Right. They want something healthier, and they want to be able to change that. Or people that have been single for a while, maybe divorced, separated, or had difficult relationships in the past. Or recently I've had a few people that were in lockdown and they were on their own, and they wanted to think, okay, well, I've focused a lot on my business side of things. Now I want to put some energy into having a healthy relationship with someone. So they probably range from the age of sort of 24, 25 up to 50. I think my oldest client's probably just turned 50 maybe. So yeah, so there's quite a broad spectrum of people, but they're all coming with sort of very similar spaces. It's when you get to that point when you realise you want something different and you want to be able to do it properly and understand where you're coming from and the kind of things that are going on in your life, that you've got to a point where you want to change that.
You sound like it's some things that we need to close, or we need to let it go, and it's like some things that we need to bring to our life. Am I right?
Yeah, so there are generally your relational patterns are formed in childhood, your self-beliefs, your kind of self-worth levels. They're usually set in the sort of first 7 or 8 years of your life, And then we have a tendency then to repeat those types of relational patterns or reinforce those beliefs as we go through our lives. And it's when we reach a specific point where we think, I don't want to do this anymore, can't do this anymore, that we really need to kind of change those and understand where they come from.
Yeah, that's so powerful. I've been on my journey, right? And I'm thinking, oh, but at the same time, I'm just thinking, okay, like we're coming out now, we came out from lockdown and people is looking for relationships, but we still living in this situation, like we still not be able to get together or with everyone and hug. How can you think in getting into a relationship now? I don't know. Like how I'm gonna.
Well, I guess it's a process, isn't it? You know, it doesn't just because you might think you want one now, it doesn't mean that you're ready for one now. You mean it's all well and good. I mean, I've been speaking to someone recently who, when lockdown finished, they just went onto websites and dating apps and all that kind of stuff. But kept dating. They were going out on dates and they were meeting the same type of person all the time. And then they sort of said, I don't understand why I keep having these relationships. Why do I keep, even if it's just a date or so, why do I keep doing that? So in our kind of breakthrough session that I offer people, we just discussed the pattern that they were forming over and over and over again. And even though they weren't aware of the fact that they were doing it, that even online they were attracting someone to them which made them feel terrible. And their subconscious was feeding that all the time. So again, they're not really in a space to date yet, but they're in a space where they want to change the people they attract into their lives when they're ready to start going out into the dating world. So we're working on them understanding that part, and then when they're ready to go out and meet the right type of person, you know, you can still go out on dates and stuff at the moment. It may be a little bit more difficult, but actually maybe probably is a benefit in some way, because you know you're going to go with someone, you're going to have some space, peace and quiet, maybe get to know someone in a less rowdy atmosphere. There are places you can go, even if it's just for a walk over the park, right?
Yes, which I happen to me. Yes.
Yeah.
But it's still, for me, it's still weird, especially now during this season. It's still weird, but. It's another thing that we need to work out in our minds. Because it's been a challenge to live like this.
I mean, if it's just the one-on-one stuff, then you know it's easy to just hook up with someone for a coffee somewhere, or like I said, or just a walk over the park, especially while the weather's still okay. You know, and just have a chat, get to know someone a bit better.
And in terms of your own self, your own experience, I believe, like, because you decided to get into this coaching, you learn a lot from this teaching, this learning that you've been going through, and I believe like improve your relationships. Did you have to change or even get away of certain relationships?
I had to shift massively, yeah. I had massive destructive patterns in relationships. I would always meet people based on the relational patterns I picked up as a kid. So I've never really believed in myself, never really had confidence, always full of self-doubt, felt quite insignificant. So I was attracting people that would make me feel that way, or I would choose people because I needed to feel that way. I would feel I was never good enough.
Right.
So when I had a healthy relationship, I would do something which made me destroy it. So I would be a bit of an arse, to be quite honest. If I then met someone who I never felt good enough with, then I would then buy into that relationship and get hurt at the end of it. But again, it was all my own doing that was making that happen. I was attracted to them, they were attracted to me. And I needed to go through that change. I needed to understand myself in order to be able to change what I was doing. And since I was able to do that, I've kind of created much more positive and healthy relationships in my own life. And like you said, so some people I've let go of. The people that I don't want to let go of, so such family members and stuff, I still want to have a relationship with them. but even though they might not be that healthy, so whenever I'm with them, I put myself into a healthy mindset. Say whatever they do, whatever they say, I'm okay. I'm not going to allow them to dig up all of my past and all those pain points
Got it.
I've got. And occasionally I slip up and I get a bit upset, but it's natural.
And it goes away faster, right?
Yeah, definitely. It doesn't last for weeks.
It's the awareness that you are surrounded from your side, from yourself.
Yeah. So I might be down for a day or two if it's really bad, but then I pick myself back up again. Where like that could have lasted weeks and months before.
Yeah.
Actually,
I love that. I totally understand, because it's exactly the way I live, and that's very important, because I learned to take care more of myself than to just take care of others. Like everyone knew me as a person that take care of everyone, and at the same time you were consumed by the problems, by the other people. Everything was coming to me, and that's I'm so much happier now, because they can do whatever they want. And it's so powerful.
It's very powerful.
It is very powerful, and that makes you. And that's the reason that we want to give support to other people, right?
Yeah.
We see the change in ourselves.
Exactly. So I said to someone a little while ago, I said, look, I've spent 15 years in personal development, changing myself and learning all these things. So you can spend 3 months in my company and learn everything I've learned in 15 years. I can help you to put the changes in place in 3 months that it took me 15 years to work out for myself. And that's the benefit of having lived through the experiences and obviously done all the training and stuff that I've done, is that I can help people now based on where I come from, not just what I know.
Marvelous. And John, do you run any programs, or when it comes to your coaching, do you have session package? How do you work?
Yeah, so I have what I call the Coach on Your Shoulder package. So it's a 90 days of coaching. I had a lot of people in the past say, either I wish you were there when this happened so we could talk it through, or I thought about what you would say. And occasionally someone would say to me, I had a little John on my shoulder and I was listening to what you would say in these circumstances. And I thought, well, that's a really good, and I could have called it John on your shoulder, but I decided to call it Coach on Your Shoulder. So what I offer my clients is contact within these 3 months period whenever they want to talk to me. So they can either text, voice note. Occasionally, if it's really like an extreme sort of moment, we'll get on a call to see what's going on. And it's helping people to kind of say, what can I do in this moment right now, which will be really helpful moving forward. So yeah, that's why I call it a Coach on Your Shoulder. So people kind of know that I'm there to support them throughout the journey, whenever possible.
That's good. That's the program, the package that you got, right? And you do any live webinars, anything you wanna, like, to be more specific, how can people connect with you and find more about your work?
Okay, yeah. So I'm all over social media.
Yeah, that's these days we all there.
Yeah. And there's the johnkennycoaching.com website. People can just go onto there and they can book a call with me, or they can just send me a message. And they can read my blogs. I've got a membership site, so people can sign up for the membership site. But if people sign up for the coaching, they get the membership site included as well.
Okay, good to know.
Which has got loads of videos, PDFs and stuff. And if there's enough interest, then I do the webinars as well. I do live webinars via the membership site.
Okay. So everything is through the membership site.
Yeah, so if people got questions and stuff and they want to check in with, they can send me questions and I'll run a webinar based on the interaction, and I'll run a live chat stuff with people on there.
Oh, that's good. Because a lot of people runs live webinars, but they are on Facebook but yours is through the membership.
Yes, people specifically that are on the membership side that want to talk about a topic, or if I've got something that I think is important to kind of share with them, then I'll go live on there.
Fantastic. You also send me, I've got all the information about your social media, so my listeners will be able to just drop on description of the podcast when it comes live, and they will get to know you more and find out where are you, which social media platform. But also you are giving something to my listeners, freebies, right? The membership website and the Forget Me Not. Tell a little bit about the Forget Me Not link.
Yeah, so the membership is, I'm offering a special price on the membership for people that come through here. And the documentary is called Forget Me Not, The Child You Left Behind. And it's about as we grow up, we learn to kind of fit into our environment, and we leave certain parts of our personality behind, or we don't accept parts of ourselves because they don't fit into our environment. So the documentary is about why we do that, and also the impacts that can have on us as we get older, when there are certain parts of our personality which we don't accept. I don't know if you drink alcohol, so it's occasionally you might drink to a certain extent when you then might allow certain parts of yourself to be seen which you wouldn't usually allow, be a bit more carefree.
No, I don't drink that way.
Yeah. When I've had a couple of drinks in the past, I would be a much happier person because I would allow parts of my personality which I suppressed to come out. So I'd be a much more jovial, happy, dancey person. I didn't mind being seen, whereas this conscious person who hadn't had the drink would be very kind of, well, I don't know if I want to
restrict.
Yeah, so and I learned that as a kid when I was told to stop messing about and misbehave. When I was told if I was being seen, I was misbehaving. So I was told off for messing about and just having a laugh and being a bit silly. So I suppressed that part of myself because it didn't fit into my family life.
I totally understand. I just want to add something related to that. I always called myself crazy because I'm like that spontaneously. I don't really think what I am, who with who. I'm still always, if I want to do, I do it, but I don't need the drink because I know that sometimes people need that drink, and I see people actually having the drink and expressing them like they never done before. Yeah. And that means like it's something that you need to work out on yourself, but I'm not like that, thank God. I express myself. I feel for dance, I dance, and life goes on.
Yeah, it's really weird because I used to be like that. So when I was in my sort of late teens, early 20s, when I first started going clubbing and stuff, I didn't need a drink to dance and stuff like that. But gradually, as my self-belief stuff got worse, I got worse. So I suppressed it more and more and more and more as I got older. And it was really strange that by the time I was about late 20s, early 30s, I needed a drink to let myself go.
Express yourself.
Because it was years and years and years of suppressing this part of myself.
Yeah.
That then became really difficult for me to cope with just being who I was and allowing those parts of me to be seen without a little bit of like a liquid to help me do it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But there is another ways as well. Like today, now you were talking about this. You said you need the drink, etc. But there is a place that I can get all this energy, lifts it up in place now. Instrument that we can use, which is essential oils. I don't know if you're aware of essential oils. It's another thing that will release or embrace the environment or relaxing or lift it up, make yourself like you can get in a nice conversation if you use geranium essential oil, will open your mind. So
yeah, I just give myself a good talking to now instead. I just say, look, you want to dance, go dance. You want to do this, go do this. It's fine. It doesn't matter. Only matters what I think.
And how you feel. And how you feel. Because if you feel for dance, go for dance, and etc.
Yeah. So that self-conscious stuff that comes in, I just then go, you're not necessary anymore. I don't need you anymore. this is how I want to be, this is who I am, so just let it go and away you go. So
That's it. Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much, John. I love to talk to you, and I hope that my listeners get in touch with you, book a session. So you run a free session for the beginning.
yeah, so I
right?
call it the relationship breakthrough session. So
Oh,
in that, so it's a 30-minute session, and in that time I will help people to understand a little about where they come from, and look at some solutions about how to sort out the things that they want to work on.
great. So all this information will be on the description of the podcast when it comes live. So everyone can get in touch with John Kenny and find more information and get the freebies. Don't forget. Thank you, John, once again. All the best. And
Thanks very much for having me.
continue doing the best, the thing that you love, and empowering other people around the globe.
Yeah, I will do. It's the only, it's one of the only things that gives me goosebumps is when I work with someone and they get to that space they want to get into. They have that moment,
Yeah,
and then I get, even now just talking about it, I get goosebumps. It's amazing. It's an amazing
It is.
feeling to work.
it's worth it. It is. It is. Okay, you take care, and I'm sure I'm going to keep in touch with you. But for now, we're done. Take care, John.
Thanks a
Bye-bye.
lot. Bye.
Bye.